Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I am Meteora311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. Today we have some VR news to go over from two surprising players, namely Microsoft and Sony. Now I'm sure most of you are already familiar with the limited edition Microsoft branded Quest 3S, but I want to dive much deeper into that topic and discuss things like, is this good for the consumer? Why is Microsoft and Meta even doing this? And mainly how I feel this was a missed opportunity. Now at the same time, in a move that feels like it was meant to steal some of Meta's thunder, Sony just casually announced 4 new PlayStation VR2 games. So we'll break down all of that today, and there are of course links and timestamps if you want to skip ahead, but let's start off with those 4 new games from Sony. First up is the uniquely styled shooter, Dreams of Another. Here you have to battle your way through a near pastel-colored voxel world while switching between both first and third-person modes. Now, oddly enough, they recommend the DualSense controller for third-person modes and the Sense controllers when you're in first-person, which hopefully won't have you switching too often because that sounds pretty cumbersome. Now, I know in the intro I mentioned these are new games, and that's not actually the case for this one. It has been previously announced, but now we're getting a deeper look, and there's plenty of additional information on Sony's store page. Now, next up is Meteora, a survival racing game that reminds me a little bit of both Thumper and Wipeout. Launching sometime in 2026, you'll begin your journey through space, avoiding all sorts of cosmic debris, and grabbing some energy crystals to help blast you through your journey. Now, if you asked me what type of new PlayStation VR game I was looking for, I never would have came up with Meteora, but I did love Thumper, so I have some high hopes for this one. On the other side though, I have been looking for a solid VR strategy game, and that's what Grid and Valor 1949 hopes to deliver. Launching on August 21st in both flat and VR modes, here you get to take on a squadron of mechs, strategically position them on your battle map, and then watch them fight it out. It looks like they're gunning for a board game style aesthetic with some additional punchy visuals. Now it also includes a full single player campaign, and I absolutely love games like this, so I just hope the overall gameplay stands up. And last up we have Hotel Infinity. And to my complete surprise, this is a full room scale experience, meaning you do not use any artificial locomotion like the controller. You actually physically walk throughout your room. By VR standards, this is actually quite old school, and it fell out of fashion due to people having limited space and being bothered by the headset's tether. Now, while the game has been designed specifically to take advantage of room scale, if that's just not for you, there will be some alternative locomotion controls, and you can sit on your ass while playing this game. Now, mechanically, it sounds like a walking sim / puzzle game, but we'll find out more when it launches later this year. But now let's jump into that new Xbox branded Quest 3S headset. If you guys are not aware, I'll give you all the official information, but the rumor's been going around and it was basically spot on. This is a black Quest 3S with the Xbox logo and a green strap. There are some pros and some cons here, but I really want to get into some of the feedback I'm seeing online and talk about how this was a missed opportunity. But let's just start off with the official information. There's a new Quest 3S headset. It has official Microsoft Xbox branding on it. It comes with Game Pass, and it also comes with an Xbox controller. So basically, your absolutely normal Quest 3S, just in a really cool color. I think it looks awesome, with a Microsoft controller, 3 months of Game Pass, and it also has an Elite strap, which is also limited edition special color. Now on the pro side, this is actually a good deal if you were looking to pick up a Meta Quest 3S headset. This is definitely a sleek looking limited edition that gives you a little bit of bragging rights if you actually care about that stuff. But even better, the fact that it includes an Elite strap, an Xbox controller, and 3 months of Game Pass makes it a great overall deal. And depending on where you're located, you end up saving $100 or more buying everything bundled up. But that's basically where the pros end. There's nothing special to this headset besides the cool paint job, which leads me to the next 2 questions. Well, why did they even bother making this? Why now? And doesn't this feel like a missed opportunity? I really wish there was just something else bigger behind this. Like, they also announced the fact that they're working on a Halo game. I mean, we don't need the game right now, which that would be awesome. But if they announce that they're going to be bringing back an emulator or just anything to get people a little bit more hyped. If you already own a Quest, who cares about this? It doesn't do anything. And if you didn't own a Quest, there's nothing here to make you want to go out and get a new one. So it's a scratch your head type of moment. It's this really like softball marketing attempt. Like, hey, we're working together, but let's work together in the lightest way possible. I mean, it does help Microsoft. It gets Quest owners reminds them, hey, it's an option to use Game Pass. You can use Game Pass, which comes to the next question that people always ask me. Is Game Pass good on the Xbox? And yes, it works. It works really well. The only issue I had with it, I played through all of Hi-Fi Rush, and between the cloud latency, the controller latency, it was a little hard to keep the rhythm. That's a rhythm game, but I played through the whole game. It was solid, and it was a really good experience. So if you want Game Pass and you only have one item, which is the quest, yeah, it's a very solid option. But I don't think this will get anyone running out for it, and this doesn't help people on a quest. And at the same time, I do think Meta is getting a little bit of brand recognition from Microsoft. Well, it's going to pique some curiosity, but not enough to really sell these. That's why it's going to be a limited edition thing. So, missed opportunity, and it's really like an underwhelming moment. So unfortunately, I wish this video ended on a much higher note, but on both a Microsoft and Sony standpoint, these both sort of feel like low effort collaborations. Sony's probably throwing some money towards indie developers to bring their game to VR, and Xbox is doing a brand recognition collab to potentially help sell a few headsets for Meta, and of course bring more gamers onto Game Pass. Now listen, new games and bundle deals are never bad, it's just both of these sides were a little underwhelming. At least that's how I feel, but I want to know how you guys feel down in the comments right now. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, consider subscribing, and as always, I'll see you guys on next time.